Hello students, in the previous video we learnt chapter number 2 is that the Pythagoras theorem. Afterward we are going towards the next chapter in the 10th standard of mathematics part 2 is that the circle. We learned in a previous standard the concept of a circle and we are familiar with regarding circle like radius, diameter, chord of a circle and the exterior and interior part of the circle. And also we learned the circles in a plane. That means, look at here in the figure. Suppose if we take in the first figure a circles with centers P and Q having a equal radii or a length of radii are equal, then we say that the circles are congruent circles. Look at here. PA and QB are the respective radii of that circle are congruent, then we say that the circles are congruent circles. Okay. Now in the second figure, both the circle having the same center, which is the O here. Okay, a smaller circle and a larger circle having the same center, then that circles are known as the concentric circles. Also we learned when your circles intersect each other in a two distinct point, in that figure the circles with centers P and Q respectively intersect each other at point A and B, then we say that such circles are intersecting circles. Okay, that part we learned in a previous standard. Also we learned the concept of properties of chords. What are the properties of chords? Look at here. When you construct the chord to the circle and a perpendicular drawn from center to the chord, what happens? Look at here. We learned that property. Suppose that AB is a chord and PM is a perpendicular drawn from the center to that chord. What happens? When you construct the perpendicular from center to the chord, then that perpendicular bisect the chord. Okay, here P is the center of circle and PM is a perpendicular to the chord AB. Then we say that segment AM is congruent with segment MB. That means the perpendicular drawn from center to chord, it bisects the chord. Now second property we learned previously is that suppose that a circle with a center Q having the chord PR, okay, having the chord PR and M is the midpoint of that chord PR. M is the midpoint of that point QR. Then what happens? Look at here. What is given here? M is the midpoint of the chord and QM is a segment joining the center and midpoint of the chord. Then what happens? If Q is the center of circle, M is the midpoint of the chord. What is given here? M is the midpoint. That means here PM is equal to MR. That's the given. And from that, what do we get? QM is a perpendicular to the chord PR. That means a segment joining the midpoint of the chord and the center is a perpendicular to that chord. Okay, that concept we learned previously. And also in case of the congruent chords, suppose if we consider the congruent chords to the circle, look at here, congruent chords to the circle and draw the perpendiculars. Suppose that P is the center of circle and first chord AB and second chord is the CD. Both are the congruent chords. P is the center of circle, AB and CD are the congruent chords of the circle. Then what happens when you consider the perpendicular, that means the distance of the chord from the center, is that the PM here. Also we consider the perpendicular here. Look at here. Let's see the perpendicular from center P to the chord CD is the PN. Then what happens? That's chord AB is congruent CD. That is a given. Then what happens? The distance of that chord from the centers are congruent. That means here we get PM is congruent with PN. That's at the distance. That means the congruent chords at a congruent distance from the center of the circle. That's the three properties we learned previously. Okay. Also we learned the property of the congruent chords. That means the congruent chords are congruent distance from the center, and also congruent chords make a congruent angle at the center. Suppose that in that case both the chords are congruent, and when you consider their endpoints of the center, we get the angles here. Angle APB and angle DPC both are also congruent. That means here we learned previously is that the congruent chords makes congruent angle at the center, and also the congruent chords at a congruent distance from the center. Now we stop here. We will meet in the next video. Be safe and take care.